Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Your Sister Speak Show experience will consist of special guest interviews, live performances, in-studio interviews, and live on location reports. The special guests who will be on the Sister Speak Show are dynamic and impacting the communities with their passions. This is a talk show that will keep your mind and your soul informed, energized, and encouraged. We are a cultural renaissance platform that influences a climate that is conducive to who you are and who you strive to be. No reckless entertainment, just responsible listening nourishment. We don't go dumb, we go wisdom on the Sister Speak Show. And it is about making the known known. You are now activated. Welcome. Brothers and sisters, welcome. Yes, welcome to the Sister Speak Show. You are listening live to the tour on the Sister Speak Show. I am your host, Ayana. It is a bearable, about 62 degrees here in Dallas-Fort Worth. I don't know what the temperature... Get it out, Ayana. I don't know what the temperature is like where you are, but wherever it is and whatever it is, I hope you're cozy. And I hope you're ready for this episode of the tour on the Sister Speak Show, because it is going up. Anything going down is crashing. Brothers and sisters, you know what? This is what I love. Let me turn this down just a little bit for you guys. You know what I love? I love the fact that I get to meet so many amazing people that are in every aspect of the industry. And when I say industry, I'm talking about entertainment industry as a whole. And you know, the people that I meet are so energetic and hungry. Or as Irv Gotti would say, hunger. You have to have the hunger. You know, they're really just energetic and hungry for that next level, for expanding their brand, for introducing who they are to people and just not stopping. You know, of course, we don't see all of the journey, but what I get to see, it is amazing. So with that segue, tonight, my special guest, this is a Dallas homegrown interview. My special guest this evening is Sean Austin. Brothers and sisters, this brother has a single out called Solid. We'll be playing it on the Sister Speak Show, and it is on and popping. I saw him performing at an event. He is full of energy. His music is feel-good music, definitely mainstream, definitely able to just get you feeling good and get your vibe right. And that's what we need, because the industry today and what they have allowed to come in is not right. It is not right. But anyway, brothers and sisters, this is what we're going to do. First of all, hello to my international listeners. Hello to my local listeners, and hello to my first-time listeners. You are listening to a syndicated podcast on Amazon Alexa, as well as Sonos. And guess what? You are in great hands, because we are going to have a wonderful evening. We're going to laugh. We're going to be educated, and we're going to be uplifted and encouraged, because that's what it's about on here. We do not serve tea, honey. We don't spill the tea. Baby, we keep you hydrated and restored. Restoration is our entire focus. I mean, if you're not restored, if you're not hydrated, what good are you? Baby, it's about recharging on here. So we're going to give you that extra push today on the Sister Speak Show. You are listening to the tour, where we cover every aspect of the music industry. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and part with this and go into a couple commercial breaks. At the end of these commercial breaks, I'll see you on the other side. And don't you go anywhere, because I've got a clip I want to play for you just to get you ready for where I plan on going with this evening's episode. All right, brothers and sisters, we'll be right back. Thank you for listening. And I'm so glad to speak with you all this evening. We'll be right back. Before? What about a talk show?
Well, the Sister Speak show is looking for you. We are hiring for 2 positions. That's right. We are expanding our brand. These positions are non-paid, but are subject to change based on work performance. We're looking for an intern and a videographer. College students preferred, but you don't have to be in college to apply. These positions require a car, smartphone, social media knowledge, time, energy, knowledge of the entertainment industry, great communication skills, equipment for making videos, documentaries, movies, and more. We prefer that you have great hygiene, dress appropriately. We will supply credits for college, lunch and dinner, incentives, and portfolio growth. Why the Sister Speak Show? We're syndicated on Amazon Alexa and Sonos, and our main platform is Spreaker. We're on a total of 10 platforms with an international listening audience. Please DM Ayana at SGTQueen on Instagram or email Ayana at the Sister Speak Show 8617@gmail.com. Serious inquiries only.
Welcome back. You are listening live to the Tour on the Sister Speak show. I am your host, Ayana. How you feeling? How you doing? How you moving? How you grooving? I'm so excited to be back on the microphone. Brothers and sisters, guess what? Last week, and actually on the 9th, I had the opportunity to go to the How the Southwest Was Won tour. Oh my goodness, Snoop, Master P, Goody Mob, Crucial Conflict, Shauna, Paul Wall, Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. Slim Thug. Romeo was there. And Mia X, Silk the Shocker. It was amazing. Snoop had so much energy. Master P, he was out there doing his thing. Oh my goodness. And I went with my hairstylist, also my sis, and I went with my sis Anna, and I went with my sis Tifa. We just had a wonderful time. And it was just amazing. We were fitted, outfits fly, hair fly. And we were the only one that didn't get the memo that, baby girl, put on some sneakers. You need some sneakers on at this venue. But anyway, like, our seats were perfect, just to see these legends and to watch everything unfold before our eyes was amazing. Snoop had so much energy. I don't care what y'all say about anybody smoking some weed, honey. Let me tell you what that weed did for Snoop. Honey, he was activated that night. He was in full effect that night. And I loved it. It just made me and the Goody Mob, a lot of energy. Oh, to see CeeLo, Gipp, and just the rest of them. And the reason why I say the rest of them, because I can't remember their names. But, just to see them on stage was just a moment in history for me. So, I'll give more critiques about that later on in the show. But first, what I want to do is I want to first talk about the advertisement that you guys heard. Yes, we are hiring on the Sister Speak show. We are looking for an intern and a videographer. And, of course, we said college student preferred because, you're looking for credits and, I understand the hunger that is out there, but no, we're not, limiting it to that. If you are interested, please apply. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we'd love to definitely interview you for this position. And of course, your hygiene is very important in your appearance because people have eyes. What is it? Eyes is Ayana. People have eyes and nose, and we just are an overall fly podcast, and our presentation is everything. And we just want to make our listening audience and our viewing audience be, feel comfortable and want to come back and for more. And that's just what it's about. Whenever you're on any professional environment, there's a look, there is an energy, and there is an odor and a fragrance. Because if you're not, then you could, it could just be dangerous. Like the lady today. Now, I'm not throwing any shade. If I was going to throw anything, it would probably be some bubble bath. But she just left something at the counter. I'm like, you forgot this dust cloud of that's what it was called. It was called, just odorific and not terrific, just horrific. and that is just not okay. So we need to make sure that we are always at our best. And at the Sister Speak Show, we just want you to just, look good, feel good, and you'll be able to do much better when you are performing good. And it's true. Have you ever vacuumed out your core? And then, oh my gosh, I hope you all been able to hear me this entire time because the mic has been down. This is why we're hiring for an intern. Anyway, I don't know. I hope you all heard my voice is loud enough. But anyway, we're hiring for an intern. We want you all to look good, feel good. We're hiring for a videographer. You don't have to necessarily just be in college, but we want you all to definitely apply if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, because this is going to be an opportunity of a lifetime for you as far as growth. We won't hold you longer than you need to be kept, but we definitely want to be a footstool for you and be able to enhance your portfolio as you go on into the entertainment industry or wherever you choose to go on with your purpose and your passion. Okay, brothers and sisters, now moving forward, this is what we're going to talk about this evening, and it's very, very important that we talk about this. Hold on. When it comes to the music industry, there are so many gamuts, so many facets in the music industry. And whatever aspect that you are in, you got to make sure that you're doing it and you're doing it well. But one thing that you cannot do is go into this industry blind. You can't. You have to make sure that you have wisdom, because wisdom is what's going to help you be able to watch out for the predators, for the bumps, the bruises that come along with this industry. And a lot of people just want to be famous. A lot of people just want to be seen. And then there's a group that really has talent. There's a group that really is able to get on the microphone or get in front of the stage and just do their thing. And so I want to make sure that we all, every time you listen to the Sister Speak Show, that we are going out and we're doing this because it's what we're supposed to do, and that you don't get taken for a fool, and that you don't end up strung out on vices because the industry tossed you to and fro. And what better way to get over on somebody than to put it in writing? What better way to get over on somebody than to put it in a book? What better way to get over on somebody than to put it in the smallest font possible? A lot of times we want to hurry up and get things over with. We just want to rush through it. We don't feel like reading all of this. I don't want to read all of this. I just want to hurry up and sign and get it over with. I want to hurry up and eat this food, so I'm going to microwave it versus baking it. So, there's a level of impatience that gets a lot of people caught up. There's a level of impatience that gets us missing out on the completion of what we're supposed to have, because we're always in a rush. And because you want to be famous, insta famous, you want to be insta popular, a lot of times you're going to put yourself in a position where, people are going to be like, where is such and such? Or what happened to such and such? Or did you hear about such and such? And on the Sister Speak Show, we're not here to gossip. We're not here to kick you while you're down. But we also are going to not have you out there, doing things that you shouldn't be doing. We're going to call it out. We call it out. I prefer to have a podcast that keeps it 100. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to sit here and just play with you. I'm going to really give you the real, because I don't want you to say nobody told you so. Okay? I care about you. This podcast is for my brothers and my sisters. This is about the people. This is about the village. This is about the tribes. This is about, the kings and the queens prospering and being able to navigate in this journey called this world. Okay? So, you want to be in the music industry, huh? You want to be rich and famous, huh? You try to get that check right now, huh? You need that chain right now, huh? Okay. That's all you want. If that's what you're trying to do, okay. But I feel like there's a group that if you don't hear what I'm about to play next, you're going to end up sliding down the shower wall, taking long showers with some Irish Spring, because you're going to end up doing some things that you shouldn't have done. So this clip that I have for you coming up is from YouTube. Cite your sources always. This is for educational purposes only, and it's called How the Music Industry Works. This is just 3 minutes and 44 seconds of good nuggets, good wisdom, good jewels that you just go ahead and you just put it in your brain. Every time you learn something new, you get a wrinkle in your brain, and then you are activated and you are prepared for the next level, okay? If you come through the Sister Speak Show, you're going to leave totally changed. Trust and believe. Okay, let's get it. Let's go. How the music industry works. I'll see you on the other side of this. Okay, don't you go anywhere.
Easy listening.
I've never heard of a label that doesn't screw an artist. You talk to anybody who audits their label, they're always owed money. And if nothing else, usually the label holds back enough money that your cost of auditing is such that you won't do it. So that's the business model, is screwing the artists.
Their financial practices have been shady since the beginning of time. It's been grandfathered in since the 50s and 60s when rock and roll really started.
In the 50s, they were screwing the artists then, but there was much, much less money involved. Then as you started to go into the 60s and 70s, the hit ratio is so bad that they're saying, hey, we can't pay the hit artist because he's paying for all the bad artists.
It goes back to how the music industry was set up in the very early stages of the recording industry, taking advantage of uneducated, easily swayed artists who don't really care about the money.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of fallout, but still, with bands getting paid, we had to sue our label to get paid.
And they've created this strange, convoluted system that you have to be a lawyer to really understand, or a mathematician. A typical record deal is structured something like this. The record label gives in advance, say, $250,000 to the artist to record an album. The artist then records the album. Suppose that the album sells 500,000 copies at $10 each, yielding $5 million. The record label then takes their cut out of the $5 million, typically 85% of the total sales, leaving the artist with $750,000. But before the artist receives any payments, the label first deducts the advance. In addition, the record label recoups other costs such as recording costs, half the promotion costs, half the video costs, and tour support. This leaves the artist $425,000 in debt to the record label. And then this debt gets carried on to the next album, and the next album. I don't know if most people have seen long-form contracts. They're insane, and there's all these little things thrown in. It's kind of like legislature for a government. They put up this big issue, but underneath that issue, there's like 17 other little laws that they threw in that they're not talking about. So when you say yes to this one thing, you're actually saying yes to like 45 other things.
There's a worse one. They used to have damage fees with digital downloads. Like at first they were doing that, like they just trying to get away with murder, just like, let's leave it in there, let's see if the lawyer sees it, kind of thing.
Some other hidden items that the contract includes are packaging costs. They deduct up to 25% of the artist's cut, known as a royalty, to cover the expense of plastic cases and artwork. This cost is even administered to digital downloads where packaging is non-existent. 10% is deducted to cover breakage costs during shipping. This started in the vinyl era, continued when CDs replaced vinyl, and still applies today with digital downloads. The 10% free goods deduction is an antiquated system where retailers purchase 100 albums but are given an additional 10 albums at no charge. Since the artist is only paid on albums sold, they are not compensated for those free albums. This deduction still continues even in a digitally dominated market. Artists generate so much money for so many people that have nothing to do with the creative process at all.
You are listening to the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. You are listening to The Culture Climate on the Sister.
Welcome back. You are listening live to the tour on the Sister Speak Show. You're not listening to the Culture Climate. You're listening to the tour on the Sister Speak Show. So let's just get right into it. And I need to turn the music down for this. Okay, so I know you all heard, that clip, and we need to talk about it before my guest calls in. And of course, I've got a single that I'm going to play for you all this evening by my special guest called Solid. And it is on fire, by the way. I love it when I have amazing, dope special guests, who are just, they just provide such heat and fresh music, because that's what it's about on the tour. Now, let's just talk about the music industry real quick. I know you all heard that, that basically you're on the end of the totem pole a lot of the times if you're going to go through that route. And if you're not careful, that you can get played, you can end up, basically broke. And I listen to those numbers. I'm like, oh, $425,000 in the hole, and it carries over to the next album. So we ain't even carrying the one, we carrying the ton. Okay, wait a minute. What you mean I owe you 420? And it all makes sense why we see that energy on some of the, singers and the groups and those who are at the, the lowest part of the totem pole, because look at, if these numbers are panning out for a majority of the groups, then Houston, we have a problem. No wonder they're depressed. No wonder they are, they're leading down the pathway of self-destruction, because what they thought was going to be a jackpot, if you will, has just really just been a bowl of ish. And when you believe in your mind that you're going to buy mom a house and you're going to be able to feed people and you're going to be able to do all these things for people, and you have these dreams, and, you genuinely can sing or rap or play an instrument, and it's just almost like the joy of your talent and your gift is being taken away by an industry that really isn't tripping off of your feelings. This is a business cutthroat industry. And, if you have your feelings involved, then you end up, you may end up needing some serious therapy. So, I've always talked about mainstream versus, going through a major label versus going independent route. And I don't oppose either one. I do lean towards the independent route just because of the protection of your creative rights, the protection of who you are as an individual, the way you can express yourself. When you have a gift, you don't want anybody putting their hands all over it and manipulating it to where it's unidentifiable. You want to be able to be you. And you don't want to be limited. And so, if you're going to go the record label route, I understand the backing and I understand the entourage and I understand everything that comes with that. But I also understand the financial aspect of it. Is it worth it? You want to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or you want to be in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame, or you want to have a Hollywood star. You want to be nominated for Grammys and Soul Train Music Awards and just various music awards and all these musical acknowledgments. But the work and what do you have to do to get there, and how far are you willing to go to get there? So we have to be mindful of these things. I just want you all to always get you a library card and go and check out books on the music industry and just equip yourself with enough knowledge to where nobody can punk you when you sit down and you talk that business. Okay? Because you can't have business without I. You just can't. So I need to be able to pay attention to what is going on before I get played. It's serious in the field, because who else is going to have your back? A lot of people are going to push you to go through the music industry and sign on the dotted line because they're hungry and they're greedy and they're going to try to get what you have through you. You better watch Tales, produced by Irv Gotti. It is serious. There's one called, what's the name of that show? What's the name of that episode? Oh my goodness, it is slipping my mind right now. I'm talking a mile a minute, but there's an episode on there basically where, one friend got on and the other one didn't. And he was envious of his friend from the gate and he set him up to kill him and he ended up getting killed at the end himself. But you just got to be careful who's in your entourage and who's really pushing you, because some people are pushing you and it's only so they can just take your spot. And then some people are in your entourage and they watching what you do. Okay. And they really want the best for you. So you have to be very careful. Why are you going into the music industry in the first place? Is this what you're supposed to be doing? Do you have the knowledge? Can you read? Are you able to walk away from a deal? Are you saving up enough money so if you say no, you ain't got to sit there and your stomach be growling, and you end up getting desperate and you just end up going to somebody's house around 3 a.m. to their basement for a party? Where's the clown? It's you. I'm just saying, though. But anyway, brothers and sisters, I just want you to pay attention because it is real in the field. And, we'll be right back after this break.
Sound, action, create, inspire, impact, evolve. You are now activated. Listening to the Sister Speak Show is even easier now with the new abilities available from Spreaker Skill on Amazon Alexa. With Spreaker on Alexa, you can now listen to the Sister Speak Show from even more places from all around the world. You also have navigation control, fast forward and rewind podcasts to make sure you never miss a second of your favorite show. And then you can ask for show recommendations like the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve.
Welcome back. You are listening live to the Sister Speak Show. I am your host, Ayana, and this is the tour where we cover every aspect of the music industry. My special guest this evening is going to be Sean Austin, and he is amazing. I almost want to call him a triple threat, full of energy, just amazing. Oh, here we go, brothers and sisters. Calling in live to the Sister Speak Show on the tour. My special guest this evening is Sean Austin. Let's give him a round of applause, brothers and sisters. Yes. Feel All right. So how you doing this evening?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing all right. You know what? I really appreciate you for being extra patient with me. I met you in July, and I've been talking to you about this wonderful interview that I just have to have with you. And this, it just didn't happen, but it happened when it was supposed to. And I just thank you so much for not turning your back on me.
No problem. I'm with you.
All right. You said what now?
I appreciate you having me.
Oh, of course. When I saw you performing, I was like, I went to the event with the purpose of networking. And you just never know who you're going to meet in Dallas because there are so many amazing, creative, boss people. And you got up there, and when you were performing, your energy just struck me as it was electrifying. That's one of my favorite words. To see somebody dance and sing, and I'm talking about the moves that you were hitting, you have to have a special talent, and you have to, it takes time to be able to do all of what you did when you were performing.
Oh, wow. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
thank you so much.
Of course, and that's one of the things that we talk about on the Sister Speaks, especially on the tour, because I am like a free A&R. I am here to help everybody get to the next level. I want your brand to be the best. I want you to really just rock the crowd. And one of the things that we talk about is performance. And, if you're going to get on stage, get on stage. And that's what you'll do. So let's just get into it. How did you get into singing, dancing? Take us back to your childhood. When did it start?
Okay. Man, it started when I was about, my family say 4 years old. I was like 4 years old. And so first of all, I was born into a musical, talented, gifted family. And my mom, she sings, my uncle sings, writes, everything. So everybody in my family, all my uncles and aunts, include my grandmother, they all are vocally talented. And my dad danced. My biological dad, he dances. So I I was blessed to be able to inherit that from him. And I guess like when I was around 4 years old, I ended up seeing the Michael Jackson American Dream, or Jackson 5 American Dream, the document that they had put out on TV, and I mean it struck right there, struck the everything that started from there. So I started practicing, and it's funny. The first person I performed in front of was my grandma. I wanted to show my grandma, the stuff I've been learning from the movie. So I did like 5 songs for her in front of her in her living room in the apartment in Dallas, Texas. And my uncle saw me and took me under his wing, groomed me, developed me, and had me on the road with him, and put me in the studio, wrote songs on me, and I got songs with my mom called Mother Love, like songs I was like maybe like 10 years old. My first song I ever recorded was Music Makes Me Dance. You know what I'm saying? So I've been blessed to be able to do this for a long time. So
I can tell, and brothers and sisters, you all didn't get an opportunity to witness what I saw at this event, but I would definitely say that I can tell that Michael Jackson was an influence for you. Your moves are sharp and they're crisp and they make you want to dance, because Michael Jackson makes you want to dance. I was 8 years old in Texas. My dad was in the military, so I've lived in a few states, but it was in Texas where I got to witness the moonwalk. And I stayed up for the Grammys. We were ready, and when he got up there and he did it, it was just like my eyes were so big. So of course everybody's trying to do the moonwalk the next day, really that night, really. But I did the Jupiter walk. Okay. It wasn't nowhere close to the moon. At all. So, I knew that was not the thing for me, but it was just so powerful to see him do that. And when you can pick up those type of moves and when you can study that, because not everybody can do that. And when I saw you doing that, I was like, oh my gosh, the king of pop still lives on, and he's still because he still has an influence on a younger generation. You don't ever want musical legends to become a thing of the past,
right? Relevant in these young artists' careers, and that's what I pride myself on being an entertainer and first and being able to be able to entertain the crowd first and have a message behind what I'm doing. So Michael played a big influence on it, and that's why I take pride. No matter how big the venue is, I don't do it if I don't feel it, but I'm gonna do it, and that's just it. I'm not gonna play with it. So, and that's just that's what I grew up on, and that's what I pride myself on.
Right. And so into the singing aspect of it, what inspires you to write? Do you write from experience, from pain? What makes you write?
It's mostly like experiences and just whatever's given in the moment of vibes, but mostly experiences, because I feel like that's what connects, with the audience is, that real life experience, and it's easier to write and get across, to the people. But for me, like being a true artist, I just really love writing about my experiences. Say like Solid, my Super Solid is actually about my wife. So like then I have other songs that mentions her. Then I got a song that mention my relationship with God and how that changed my whole outlook on life.
Yes.
And how I have kids. I'm married with 2 kids, by the way.
No, you only look like you 13. What?
That's what I'm saying. I'm blessed of you.
Wow. God is great. He is good. It's amazing. Go ahead.
But I say, like, I'll tell my friends all the time, like, I feel like God has preserved me,
Yes.
you know, to be a leader and to be able to still be able to interact with the young people, because I'll be around and people just so shocked when they hear my age or they see me. It's like they connected with me first before they knew that I was older, way older. So for me to be able to connect like this with my youth, I mean, that's a blessing, and I'm able to still do relevant music and look relevant while I'm doing it, sound relevant as I do it. You know, being able to connect with all audience and everybody. So when I'm in front of the people that's my age, I know how to present myself. The older crowd, I know how to present myself. The younger crowd, I know how to take a hold of that.
I love it. And you know what I also,
so I'm ready. So I feel like God has preserved me, and for such a time like this, just to be, you know, able to influence.
No, I can relate. And what I appreciate is the fact that, and this is where I feel like the favor comes in, is the fact that you did mention that you are married, you have a wife, and you have songs about her. You know, a lot of times in this industry, you are pressured to not mention that you're married. You're pressured to remain on the sexier side, the more appealing side, and things of that. But the fact that you acknowledge her, you know, because you are a husband before you're an entertainer. And there's just a commandment and an order. And for you to do that, I feel like that gives you more favor in this industry. You know, why hide your blessing? You know, why refuse to uplift, you know, or edify your spouse, you know, because the devastation in this music industry for the spouses, both male and female, is astronomical. There are a lot of spouses that if they could grab the microphone or if they could pick up a pen, and I'm sure a lot of them do, and just journal or talk about their nights by themselves, wondering, you know, having to deal with the groupies, both male and female, you know, tour dates and things like that. But I feel like, you know, when you put it out there and you're like, no, I'm married, and this is what it is, you have to respect it, you know? You got to. That's what's up.
And I do. And like I said, like you said, priority, chain of commandments is God first, and my wife and my kids. So nothing other than God comes before my wife. So it's like you said, it's an order that it's a must that I present myself that way. Just so, like, you know, it's all put out there in front, and it changes. It puts the ball in my court. You know, it always has me in command of my life and my situations of where I'm at, and just it blesses me and helps me more than it ever harmed me. And like you said, even before me and my wife was married, we've been together almost 10 years. And so she was with me, like, when I first jumped into the quote-unquote industry, started dealing with record labels and stuff like that. And that was the biggest thing, like, they was wanting to mold me into this sex symbol and just have me, like, you know, denounce, you know, everything that I am. And it took me out of my element, took me out of what I was used to, what I was raised up with. And it just made me so uncomfortable, you know, to even be, you know, involved with what I was involved with. So I thank God that I was able to get out of that, and because it never represented who I was and who you know what I come out here to represent it. And you know, main thing was like, hey, like they're right when you say, you know, you can't have a relationship, you know, wanting to, you know, come into this industry, and because I mean, if you're not ready and your mindset is not, you know, they're like, it can hurt you. You know, it can hurt you, because that's most definitely, the women is coming. You know, the money, that's gonna come. Even if the money don't come, the girls is gonna come. And so the thing is, that's gonna hurt you in the long run, man. So I feel like, you know, it's most important to, you know, always have that forefront. You know, hey, I'm married, and that's what it is. You know that.
Right.
And we go from there.
And I'm quite sure your wife has a mean right hook. I mean, it can go deep. I understand. I'm a wife. I understand completely. But, what I really admire about your transparency is the fact that you were willing to not compromise your soul in order to be famous. And the fact that you were honest enough to say, look, this is what they were trying to do. They were trying to mold me into this industry, to this sex symbol, and it denounced everything to my core. And that's how you know you're really saved. That's how you know you've been changed. That's how you know you've been redeemed.
Yes, ma'am. I feel that conviction.
Yeah.
He does his job on me.
Yeah, all day. And you can't fake it. And like I said, that's why
everything right there, because you can't fake it. That would stop everything I had going at that moment. It was that you can't fake it. Like, that conviction hits you, and it's just like, oh man, I can't even be on the phone with you because it's just
right. Yeah. Wow. And I think for me, because I remember, with being younger, I always, I wanted to be a newscaster. I wanted to be an actress. And there were just certain avenues that he did not allow me to go down. And it's because later on, there was going to be this redemption that would come into my life, this salvation. And it just made me say, Lord, I want to be successful, but I'm not willing to compromise my relationship with you. My relationship with you is the most important, most valuable thing that I have. And I'm not letting it go because you're the only one who loves me. And that's not any shade to the people that I know, but I know that he loves me. I know, And so I'm not finna lose that because he saved me out of a horrible pit. But my mind state is, when I go into acting, I'm not willing to do any sex scenes. I'm not willing to do any kissing scenes. There are just certain things that I will not do because for me, it's just a level of conviction. And so because there were certain things that I don't want to do, it's almost like the Lord allowed me to he created these lanes for me, like my own podcast. He allowed me to create certain things to where I didn't have to compromise myself. And then now, and now they'll come to me and they'll want to talk to me and they'll know that I'm not going to compromise anything because you're coming to me needing something from me versus me coming to you needing something from you.
Exactly.
That's what's up.
And like I said, that mindset right there is like, if everybody had that mindset, I know I don't want to sound like a preacher, but the word does is, pretty much if I never see get the millions, if I never, gain it all, I count it all a loss because I know what I gained in salvation. I know what I gained in Christ. So I would count it all lost, and just having that mindset actually, help lower some certain things spiritually, and will help bring those messages in just by having that mindset. Where it's like, I'm not doing anything for this. This is not what I live on earth to do. I'm not here to sell myself, for whatever. Well, I'm here, for a purpose, and so if I never see this stuff, if I never see these worldly things, I gain these worldly things, I count it lost.
Yes.
That's what I had to come to grips with.
Yes.
I came to Texas, and I was blessed to be featured on the song with the Beat Breaker, Lecrae, and Derek Minor. Called The Bottom. And, so I came here to actually do a recording situation with one of the guys, and it didn't end up happening. So while I was out here, I was waiting out a deal that I was in. I had to wait out like a year and a half. And I just took that year and a half and just kind of had to do my mind to the word, kind of do my mind to, my new way of thinking and where I want to be. And that's why I have to come to grips with it. It's like, I worked so hard. I've been homeless off of this, but yet I've been in front of everybody from Vincent Herbert to L.A. Reid to, and it's just, Harvey. I mean, there's so many cats, and I just have to say, if I never gain this stuff, I count it a loss and just say, hey, I gained so much in Christ.
Yes.
And that year and a half, allowed me to really realize that.
Yes.
Waiting out that year and a half.
Listening to you, because one thing that happens every time I talk to my special guest, my mind gets to going and going and going. I just start thinking about, oh my gosh, all the ways of branding and expanding and just, how you could touch, so many people. And I'm just listening to you and I'm like, have you ever thought about maybe a workshop or doing something to where you could educate people who are wanting to get into the industry, maybe if we had like some type of summit, being a panelist, just to provide the necessary education for people, because there are people right now that are willing to do anything to get in, and to listen to and are doing, definitely that, big facts. But, for you to be able to show them, look, I'm successful and I'm saved, because I think that people think there's only one way in, and that's to defile themselves, to humiliate themselves, to sell their soul to the devil, to do rituals, to join the Illuminati and things like that. And those are avenues.
Those are avenues to a certain road. It ain't. That's real.
But once you go down that road, it's not Damascus that you're gonna be going down.
I'll tell you, you ain't gonna meet nobody on that road.
Ananias ain't gonna be coming to get you and lead you.
Listen, they gonna be at the next block trying to say, hey, come on back. Hey, we ain't coming down there with you.
At all. And I think people need to realize that, there are rituals, there are cults, and there are mafias. There is a dark side. If there's light, there's darkness. And darkness is a form of light, but hear what I'm saying. There is there are some artists who have gotten out of the industry who have been completely traumatized spiritually, financially, sexually. They have seen some things and they have participated in some things, and they're not the same anymore.
Yeah.
There's a faraway look in their eyes because it was too much to handle. Go ahead.
And then it's that, and then I know, me and my friends always talk about cats that's in the industry. It's like, man, it's a spiritual hold on you because it never allows you to leave. Even when the times I wanted to leave and just support my family on my good skill of something, other than trying to chase this money bag in the music industry, it never allows you to leave, and it keeps you in a financial bind. It keeps you almost on the edge, should I go back? Should I not? Because it hunts you. It's almost, it hunts you spiritually, because, that type of power, that influence that you have on people that makes people want you and want to be around you, that's a drug. And when you no longer have that, no longer just, once Chris Brown is not Chris Brown anymore, like you know what I'm saying? And the people forget about it. One day Chris Brown ain't going to be Chris Brown no more.
Right.
Like Michael Jackson wasn't the Michael Jackson of the 80s and the 90s.
Right.
90s,
right.
At one point. One day all this going to stop, and that's when that what they call that withdrawal hits. And that's when it's like a withdrawal from the industry. It haunts you spiritually. And people out here wilding out and on drugs and just searching for that hit again. I need that attention. I need that, I need that rush. It's nothing here in the quote unquote, real world that's gonna give you that type of, that type of hit.
Right.
You know, where it's that fast and that type of tension and that fast money. You know, and just popularity, just everything about it. You know, I could just remember just when I first went to California and those moments. I still think about today, even in these times of me, I moved on. I still think about, man, it still don't feel like, or I still compare. It still don't feel like, I gotta be real. It still don't feel like, this situation don't feel good. Like when I first, went to some, when I used to be at Def Jam, like it don't feel like that, but hey, it's just like you still want that hit.
Yeah.
And so it's like a drug. It's most definitely, will hunt you years on and won't allow you to leave it.
My gosh. Yeah, and I think a lot of it, you hit it on the head, that vanity. It's about vanity. It's about ego and it's about vanity. And those are two very strong spirits that once they get a hold on you, that's it, It reminds me of the movie Napoleon Dolomite, where his uncle could not stop tossing the football. His greatest moment was high school. And he couldn't get past it. And he kept reliving it to the point where he's videotaping himself throwing the ball like, this is my greatest moment. And I think that we need to understand that we are put on this earth to constantly evolve, constantly grow and expand. You can't be a sixth grader in kindergarten. I don't see any of us trying to stay in kindergarten. I mean, the nap times were good and the snack times were great and the play time was fantastic. And going home at 12 is dynamic. But I need to keep growing in this thing. And, so we have to always be evolving. Brothers and sisters, you are listening live to the tour on the Sister Speak Show. My very special guest is extraordinary. He is amazing. Sean Austin is my special guest. He has a single called Solid, and we're going to be playing it at the end of the interview. And brothers and sisters, if you have any questions for him, you can chat live with me, and I'll pass those questions on to Sean. So let's get into your single, Solid. What made you create this single?
So first of all, shout out to my brother JS and young Steph. We all put our magic together and make this one. But I wanted to, once again, be able to relate and put my life, on wax again. And I was actually out of town when I wrote this record. I wasn't home, and I was actually missing my wife, and going through those emotions. So I decided to write a song about her because we came a long ways from where we used to be, and just to have a solid one. She's solid to she always been around, and she through everything, through all my mess, what I'm saying, and through all my crap, she stuck with it. So the influence most definitely came from love, and emotions of me just missing my wife. And so just having that solid one.
That's what's up. Oh, and what genre would you consider your music to be, or do you not like to be boxed in?
See, that's what I don't like to be boxed in, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm starting to really I'm starting to wear the Christian genre a lot more. Only because I want to be honest of who I represent. I don't want to be like, I'd rather have that label on me and let people see my walk in that rather than trying to run away from it and say, well, I don't want to be boxed in with Christian. And I just rather say, well, I'm going to put my music out. You guys can judge what genre you want to say it is, but I'm going to, this is what it is, boom. Because, it's, like I said, it's creativity when it sparks, and because I'm not putting out a project, it's hard for me to say, it's a new experience for me from what I used to do, from what I'm doing now. So just to say, one day I might, have inspiration to write a song, about my experience with Christ, and just, or I might have experience about my wife, or just a past experience or something that happened to me that, made me, somebody walking up on me, and anything, just anything. So it's just hard to say like what sparks the creativity and what genre it might be, but most definitely, like, it's gonna be all styles, all different type of vibes, but just the content wise is it's most definitely just life type music,
Right.
Christian driven, and yeah.
Well, I think I think you just came up with a new genre, and let me tell you what it is. I'm listening to you speak, and I'm like, okay, well, shoot. Today, on the 16th of November in 2019, on the Sister Speak Show on the tour,
Let's go.
the new genre that is now being introduced to the music industry is called New Experience. That is a new genre.
Wow.
The New Experience genre.
Yep.
Okay. Now, Sean Austin is the one who came up with it. I'm co-signing. And that's just what it is. So we're introducing to the music industry in 2019 a new genre called the New Experience genre. Get like us. Get like us.
Real quick.
That way. That's what's up. I appreciate this, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it is a beautiful thing to have a man come onto the Sister Speak show and not be afraid to be a man and express, while yet expressing the love for his wife, the love for your children, the love for what you do, very articulate. And I believe that you have influenced a lot of the listeners who will be listening, whether they're listening live as well as on demand, because, it's just an energy that you're putting out. You have provided those who are entering into this industry an opportunity to choose righteousness, and to still be successful, and to choose self-preservation versus being degraded, and to be to be left on the side of the road like some gutter trash. You're giving people an opportunity to make healthy decisions. And that's why I said you should really consider, these being some teachable moments that you can share with some people who are coming into the industry, because they need it. They need to hear all of your journey and how, you're independent right now, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And, just that journey, because some people may have to touch the fire to know that it's hot. They may have to, but some people can look at you and be like, oh, there is a boogeyman? He lives underneath the bed? I believe you.
Right. I was one of the people like, let me touch fire. I had to find out it was hot.
Right.
It was hot. I was warned. I was one of the ones that warned. But I was hard-headed.
But there was a fourth man in the fire.
Yep, come on now.
Look.
Got you about that thing. Nice and clean, too.
Okay.
No lung problems, no nothing. I'm good.
Man.
That was good.
So one thing I want to ask you about the music industry today, do you think that it is taking a turn for just to where it's just all over the place, or do you think that it's a chance that the music industry can get back to just good music?
I feel like as long as, to be honest, I feel like as long as, the internet allows people to put out whatever they want, whenever they want, the music gonna stay in the downhill, spot. Seriously, like, because, there's so many, like, kids today that has music that's worse than the grown folks.
Man.
And there's people that's putting their money behind marketing this brand of kids, like, doing these things and disrespecting their parents, and just, like, and now it's to the point where people go and they fake like situations. They face like a problem. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And they go out and fight and they go out and do things just for the attention. And I just feel like, you know, as long as this happened, I mean, I don't see it getting better.
Right.
I will hope and pray and do my part to influence. But you know, I pray that it will. But other than that, if the internet allows people to keep putting music out, and you know, and whenever they want, and it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like this because you know back then, you know, it was a selective artist. You know, because everybody didn't have all this money put out for themselves. They didn't to do the groundwork. You know, you really had to do the groundwork. It wasn't at a click of a button.
Right.
You know, you had to gas it up and get on around and to be able to be something. You were performing 4 or 5 times a day versus, you know, one time and the whole world sees you in that one performance. You know, one click, the whole world sees you. You know, and it was just a different time. You know, so it took a lot to get that one song heard from everybody. So if you had some trash or some stuff that was, you know, pretty, you know, messed up, like it was a good chance a lot of people weren't going to hear that. But anybody and everybody is, you know, going viral these days.
I'm telling
and
you.
people are taking the chance, taking that, you know, and that opportunity, and you know, starting their music careers and putting out whatever they want. And these people is, you know, these kids is, you know, unfortunately, you know, this is what they like. They listen. That's what they grasped onto.
Yeah, I know. It's rough. It may, you know, but let me tell you this, listening audience, and let me tell you this, Sean. Prayer does change things. Let me explain to you. Yeah. When I first saw Tekashi 6ix9ine, okay, I was like, he's got to go. I was like, he's got to go, and because I don't like clowns, and he reminded me of a hip hop clown. I'm being very serious, and here where I'm going with this. I watched Daniel, because that's his real name. I watched Daniel be transformed into Tekashi 6ix9ine, and I looked at all of the attractive colors that he had, and I said, okay, they are definitely targeting the Mexican, South American, Central American population, and they are targeting those children. He is the one. And so I just started looking at the story. You know, he comes from Mexico, coming over here with his mom and his brothers. I think, you know, just his whole story, 14 years old, you know, I know a lot about, you know, his journey. So
I didn't know this.
Yeah, he started out humble and hungry, and coming from Mexico, you know, immigrating, needing a start, needing help, you know, needing food, needing money. It was an easy thing. And so here is Tekashi 6ix9ine, but you can't look like Daniel. We need you to, because you're going to basically lead a lot of the youth to destruction. So we need your hair color. We need you to represent the rainbow. We're not going to say you are that way, but we're going to give a lot of indications that you are very free-spirited with your sexuality, possibly. We're going to have you have a lot of money, because that's how you're going to get these children to fall in love with you, because you're going to give a lot of it away. And there are going to be a lot of South American, Central American youth that are going to look up to you, and they're going to want to be just like you. Just like you, gangster. They gonna want to, everything you do, they gonna do.
Right.
And so then he came out with, this is how I knew it was over. I said, Lord, you're gonna have to do something, because this is it. Fifi with Nicki. A Fifi, when I used to work in California in juvenile hall, a Fifi is where you take a latex glove, you fill it up with lotion, and you masturbate into it. That's what a Fifi is.
Wow.
So for them to have a song like that, and then I started looking at the video, because I took a class in how to dissect commercials. I'm looking at these mushrooms. I'm like, okay, why do y'all have all these phallic penis symbols all throughout this whole video? Why is he sharing this ice cream with Nicki Minaj? Why does it look like you're walking into an orifice, at the end of the video? Is this simulating a vagina? What is this simulating right here? I broke down the whole video. Why are there mushrooms in this video? It is all to make children become unidentifiable with their sexuality and to take on a demonic identity in their sexuality, leading them towards destruction, leading them towards dishonoring their parents, and leading them towards living a YOLO type of lifestyle. And next thing you know, where is he now? Gone. Just like that. Just the fastest 15s. He lasted less than Cardi B has lasted longer than him. Yeah. Okay?
That's real.
So we've got to pay attention to the puppets. I was like, he's got to go because what he's doing to these youth, what the message that he's putting out for the youth is self-destruction. And they will, it's just like an onslaught of focusing on, the Latina, Central American, South American celebrities. Like there are a lot more coming out. And I'm like, okay, there's an agenda towards my people because those are our people too. Those are our people. So.
For sure. I'm look, you know some stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Like that alone, should let you know, this ain't no game. There's Agenda 21 out there on America, and they do have a hit out for the youth and our culture of people, and we gotta be careful. Just reversing, like you said, the rainbow, reversing the symbol of what the rainbow means. God the Father said, the rainbow represents. God said that He'll never restore the earth again with rain. He'll never flood the earth again. It was a promise. Every time you see the rainbow, that should remind us of the promise that the Father has given us. And they perverted it, just like they perverted everything else from sex to love to marriage to everything to the household, how the household should be, how you should feel, your sexuality, everything. Like
everything.
And it's a part of an agenda, and what people call conspiracy, what they want, we need to open their eyes. These people ain't, just popping up out the woodworks for nothing with this stuff. It's real. It's real. Also, in the Bible, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
No, don't apologize.
Yeah, the word does say, be careful what you hear, what you see. We have to be careful of these things. These things get in our heart. What's in your heart comes out. These things get in your heart, man, and start to take a toll on your life, the way you think. And it can cause separation from you and the Father. As far as just on the connection.
Amen.
Exactly. You don't want to go so far off where you be given a reprobated mind. Hunger. Can have that chance. So just. People got to be careful what they dib and dab in, and like you said, the enemy come in the form of light. It's never darkness.
Right.
It's obviously going to be something appealing, and like you said, they use his background. They use him coming up from nothing to something, coming from where he came from. And I look at it even deeper. Just the whole what's everything that's going on in the world right now, just using that in his background just to target certain things and spark certain things, and just the narrative that they have, it's a lot. And because of that, like I said, we just got to be careful, and protect our hearts, protect our vision, and what we hearing, and just, because it's bad. It's bad.
And we need to be careful also. It makes me think about, I watched the documentary on Color Me Bad, and their number one song to this day is I Want to Sex You Up. Number one song. And Color Me Bad. You know, I first was introduced to them off of the New Jack City soundtrack. And, you know, a four men in a group. And then the lead singer was Brian. And they have this song, I Want to Sex You Up. The whole melody, everything, it is geared towards this, me basically sexing you up. And so when I was watching the documentary, they admitted, this is the group members, they admitted that song has a curse on it. And it was designed to make young girls lose their virginity.
See that?
Okay?
Bad like that.
And they said that the repercussions of that curse on the song was just devastating. And when you look into their eyes, it's almost like you're looking through their head, like past their eyes. And they admitted, you know, what the intention of that song was. And I stopped every time I stopped listening to it after that. And I was just saying to myself, like, Ayana, pretty much almost a lot of the songs you've listened to have some form of incantation, some type of curse, some type of devious plot to snatch your soul from you, you know, because music is very powerful. You know, the mood of the music is a mood filler. It does whatever it's going to do. I remember my students back in Cali, I was teaching at a continuation school, and we were watching this video about a turf, and they were saying, look, after listening to 20 minutes of some gangster music and doing some hardcore drugs, I'm willing to go around. I'll shoot my own mama. I'm willing to go around and do whatever because the music just has them so crunk. You know, the vibes, the frequencies, and like I said, the incantation and the whole point of the song will have you doing things that you ain't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And so I started thinking about, wow, how do they plant the seeds? Well, I could listen to a song and I could be influenced, but if I put in a Walkman, some earphones, and I just plug up my ears, now I've got this whole thing circulating in my brain, and it's just commanding me to do all these things. And it's just like we have to guard our ears.
Yeah. And then you start saying that life and death is in the power of tongue. Me and one of my friends was talking about this today. Like, he wanted to do a song with me, and I was just like, well, if it lines up, you know. And he was like, well, we could, you know, make it. And I said, no, because you know, if it's not me, you know, I don't want to be a part of anything that I don't represent. You know, y'all understand? Like, saying this stuff actually brings this stuff to you. Like, you talk about women. You know, and then there's problem with you having too many, all these women, you know what I'm saying, on you, and you can end up having, you know, sexual diseases and stuff with doing all this stuff to the women. So that comes with problems. So you want to sing about being a sex symbol? There's, you know, pros and cons to that. You want to be a gangster, and you want to wonder why, you know, everybody's walking up testing you, and because you on these records talking about what you're gonna do, what you can't do, and you wondering why. You know, you can't go nowhere. Everybody want to see who you is on these records. You spoke these things into your life. Yep. You have brought that energy. You set that frequency, and you have most definitely brought that upon yourself. So, you know, singing these songs and saying these songs, even if it ain't your song, you know, it most definitely, you know, you're speaking these things into existence to come into your life and, you know, eat your lunch and pop the bag. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I can, you know,
right.
You know, right. Because that's what it do. That's what it was created to do.
Right.
To edify you. You know, if you was listening to something edifying, you would feel it. Your whole vibe would change. The whole energy would change. So
true.
You know.
Oh, of course. So what do you have going on with your music now, and what's next for you? What's on the agenda for 2020, the year of perfect vision?
Ooh, yeah. Hey, I need a perfect vision. Okay. So right now we got a couple shows we're gonna end out the year with.
Okay.
I got a show coming up next weekend on the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can check that out. I'm sorry, you can get that information on my Instagram at Sean Austin Official, and So all the information for that show will be there. And then 2020, we just got a lot more music and visuals. A lot of people have been hitting me up to put out a project, but I've been wanting to, build my core base more before I release a full project. Believe me, I want to release one, more than the people that's actually want me to. I just want to make sure that I have a set of core people before I release that. But just more blessings. More, you're gonna see a lot more of me and just what I've been working on as far as I have a YouTube channel that I drop behind the scenes. It's like a day-to-day thing with me, and you able to come into my world a little bit. I am private when it comes to my family, but this allows you to see a little behind the scenes with and just me working and my family being there and stuff like that. So just a lot more work, a lot more content, and hopefully we leading people to salvation.
Yes,
it's goal.
Yes.
So a lot more getting to the people.
That's what's up. And, I would love to work with you, voiceovers, documentaries, narration. That's what I do. That's one of the things that we're moving towards with the Sister Speak show with 2020. That's why I'm hiring for an intern and a videographer. It's time to take this show on the road. And I would like to, do documentaries with these wonderful, talented brothers and sisters out here in the Metroplex and abroad. But who is Sean Austin? I want to be able to give you all, do a documentary that just really just does what it's supposed to do for introducing you on a even higher platform, so any services that, you need, that we can work down, sit and work a deal out with. I'd love to be able to provide any type of voice over services for you.
Yeah, we down. We connected. So
okay, cool.
I most definitely got you in mind.
Cool. Wherever you see fit. No pressure. But one question I did want to ask you, before we end this interview, and this will definitely won't be the last time I interview you, is who would you like to work with, on any upcoming projects? Are there any artists, whether, they're mainstream or just local, that you just like their vibe and wouldn't mind collaborating with?
That's a good question, because to be honest, like, when I real quick, when I came into when I crossed over,
mm-hmm.
and the style of music I was doing, like, I've never seen an artist, a Christian artist, mainstream doing what I do,
mm-hmm.
how I do as an entertainer. And so I didn't have the vision, like, at the time Holy Spirit didn't show me, really me doing what I'm doing now, up until a point where like I said, I came back and I was working at Walmart, and the Holy Spirit, started showing me visions of me being in front of a mass of people.
Mm.
And then he showed me Lecrae, and I was like, oh man, I gotta start working with him. I've never seen it done like Lecrae was doing it at the time, so I was like, wow. So I end up speaking into existence, and I end up working with Lecrae, and it's a blessing how I got on the record. Shout out to the Beat Breaker. So Lecrae was one of the biggest, people that I really wanted to work with. But just say, like, do I have to be an artist, or can I, like, be a producer?
It could be whoever. It's your project.
Oh, okay. So if it's a dope project I could put together, I want to work with Kanye West.
Okay.
I want to work with Ye. I want to work with let me see. I don't know. I would like to work with, like, Rodney Jerkins.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
My boys Chris and T.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have my brothers on there, H&H, JS and Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. And then, like, any rappers like I like J. Cole type rappers.
Yeah.
That you can listen to, like Kendrick Lamar type, Chance the Rapper.
Yes.
Chance. And yeah, like I don't know. It's not a lot of it's not a lot of people I can hear that, you know. I don't know, but that's pretty much all I can really think about at the moment.
I can understand
because the music game has changed. It's
has.
You know, yeah. So it's hard to say. Like
I thought you were gonna say Blueface, but I guess not. I thought you was trying to have every woman's fantasy on the stage with you. Oh gosh.
There's about 10 of them. The baby, E-Baby, it's baby, somebody baby.
It's a million of them. It's too many. And yeah, it's too much. That is hilarious. So tell everybody how they can reach you on your social media platforms.
So you can follow me on Instagram at Sean Austin Official, SEAN Austin Official. And you guys can find all my social media platforms on there. It's like a link that you can click on in the bio. And it takes you to all the links from my YouTube to my website to everything. I actually got a video out on my single Solid. You guys can check out on YouTube too. You type in my name in the name of the song Solid, and it'll pop up. So yeah.
That's what's up. You know, I appreciate you stopping by the tour on the Sister Speak show, and I really appreciate what you have done for the music industry, because today I have learned that there are still people in this industry, quote unquote, who are solid, and there are people who are not willing to compromise their walk and their relationship with the Most High God and His Son, Jesus the Christ. I appreciate your boldness and not being ashamed of who you are and whose you are, because that makes all the difference. And I like your portfolio. You're not some type of, he says he's a singer or he says he's a dancer. No, you really are an entertainer, and you are a performer, and there's no sliding in that. You're the real deal, Holyfield, and I appreciate you. No, I appreciate you for coming on the Sister Speak show. I'm really honored that I got to talk to you and that I got to, share you with my international listening audience, my local audience. I know that these are the type of interviews that they'd love to listen to. And so, you've done very well on the Sister Speak show. Did you have a good time on the Sister Speak show?
I had an amazing time. This is way better than I can imagine. So I thank y'all for having me. And I can't wait to come back.
Yes.
Jump in, talk about our new blessings.
Yes, of course. And so at this point, one thing that we always do on the Sister Speak show is I just want to give you, 30 seconds to a minute to, take this platform to say what it is that you want to say to the listening audience. This is a free range, just any type of nuggets that you want to leave them.
Okay. Yeah, man. This is the number one thing I want to leave y'all is, keep God first, man. And all things that y'all do, keep the Father first. And, man, let's come together, for a positive cause. Let's come together for Christ, and let's do this thing. Don't compromise yourself. Don't compromise your family. Don't compromise, the things that are important in your life for something that's temporary. And, just stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize. You got it.
Ooh, yes. Well, this is not goodbye. This is just going to be that I'm going to talk to you later. I'm going to send you a copy of this interview into your direct message, or would you rather that I send it to your email?
You send it to my email.
Okay, okay, no problem. Well, you know what? I appreciate you for being a very special guest. Well, now your Sister Speak show family, but I thank you for coming on the Sister Speak show and blessing the tour this evening. And I'll definitely talk with you later.
Yes, ma'am. I'll talk to you later, sis.
Okay, take care. Yes, no problem. All right, brothers and sisters, it's that time. This is Solid by Sean Austin.
love to show you off. Girl, you are the cream of the crop, but you know you're the boss. But you treat it like you're supposed to. If you ever wonder why I chose you, come and baby, let me show you. Show you. Baby, I like you when you do it for me. That's why I spend it on you like it's nothing. Baby, it's a blessing to have you by my side. It's just that suit tucked in tight. You add that drip to my life, whatever you want. And girl, you know you don't know how special you are. She the girl, she the queen, you look best in Miami. Because you're mine, baby, I make sure you shine. All she sees is Gucci, Fendi, dollar sign. Right there when I started, so I make sure you're solid. Bet they never see you lacking 9 out with me. She don't feel the need of thirst trap. She flexing all the time when I cheat. Deposits, don't care what it costs me. Every time she falls, so she awesome. Baby, I like you when you do it for me. That's why I spend it on you like it's nothing. Baby, it's a blessing to have you by my side. It's just that suit tucked in tight. You add that drip to my life, whatever you want. And girl, you know you don't know how special you are. She the girl, she the queen, you look best in Miami. Because you're mine, baby, I make sure you shine. All she sees is Gucci, Fendi, dollar sign. Right there when I started, so I make sure you're solid. So solid, I got you, baby. I promise I will never ever break. Oh, God, you've been right here from the start. Baby, I like you when you do it for me. That's why I spend it on you like it's nothing. Baby, it's a blessing to have you by my side. It's just that suit tucked in tight. You add that drip to my life, whatever you want. And girl, you know I can provide. Oh, yeah, but you don't know how special you are. She the girl, she the queen, you look best in Miami. Because you're mine, baby, I make sure you shine. All she sees is Gucci, Fendi, dollar sign. Right there when I started, so I make sure you're solid. I make sure you're solid.
Easy listening vibes, electric energy, contagious conversation. Listen live and on demand to the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve.
Welcome back. You are listening live to the Tour on the Sister Speak Show. This is Ayana, your host. How y'all doing? Are you feeling Are you solid? That song was hot. Fire. I mean, everything. I love it. I love the lyrics. I love the production. I love the energy. And I love the fact that it is a breath of fresh air. Any music that's going to vibe through my entire body and make me feel good. Yes, solid. That's a hit for sure. And you can find out more about my special guest who was just on, Sean Austin, by going to his Instagram page at Sean Austin Official. And this is how we support our brothers and sisters, okay? You go to events and you pay attention to who's who. And you're bold enough to walk up to people, and then you end up having this wonderful connection. And that's what I provided for you all this evening. And that's what I'm going to always do. I'm going to make sure that I am introducing you all to the dopest of the dope, okay? The who's who. It's about making the known known. And the conversation was epic, articulate, spiritual, is not willing to compromise his relationship, not ashamed of the fact that he has a relationship with the Lord. That's what it's all about, okay? I'm telling you, the Lord is the difference. He is the difference, and he is everything. Brothers and sisters, please make sure you support Sean and make sure you support all the other guests that come on the Sister Speak show, because that's what it's about. We are not haters. We are congratulators, and we are anticipators of your next move. Oh, I've had a wonderful time conversing with my special guest, and I've had a wonderful time just being here for you all. Thank you all for listening on demand to this, and thank you for listening live. If you would like to be a special guest on the Sister Speak show, you can contact me at the Sister Speak Show. That's SISTA, Speak Show 8617 at gmail.com. Or you can direct message me on Instagram, Serious Inquiries Only. And, please make sure that you are following all of what we have going on, because we're definitely going to enlarge our territory. I have some unpublished recordings that I'm going to finish editing so I can post them. I've got some episodes laying. I'm telling you, they're in the deposit box. They are just laying and waiting for me to get to them, edit them, and post them and publish them, because we've got some new material for you all. And that's another reason why we're expanding the brand, because I can't do it all on my own. And I know I can't. And I know that there are 2 people out there that are going to bless the Sister Speak show with their skill, their talent, and their spirit. And we're going to get along well. We're going to smell good around each other. We're going to look good around each other. And we're going to get out there and we're going to get it. It's about, for me, securing the bridge, securing the bond, and securing the bag. Okay? You can secure a bag all day long, but integrity goes a long way. Compassion and just being willing to help others make it. I am not afraid to help you make it. I'm not afraid to pour into you. I'm not afraid to tell you what would look good for your brand. And I'm not afraid to introduce you to some of my resources, okay? That's what it's about. The Lord is not a midget, okay? There's enough for you and there's enough for me. Why? Because he said our cup runneth over. Don't try me. The scriptures will check you every single time. But what about, what about this? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what it's about. So anyway, brothers and sisters, the time has been well spent. I have a Frosty that I need to go tend to. Actually, I have a whole concoction that I'm going to make. I'm going to eat this Frosty. I'm going to eat it. It's serious. Oh, brothers and sisters, the time has been well spent. And another thing, before you go out and get this flu shot, let me put some good music. Before you go out and get this flu shot that they're passing around, that they're frightening you, that they're scaring you into going and get, look, you can have a shot. Your flu shot is in your smoothie. Why don't you just have a shot of a smoothie? Frozen fruit, frozen vegetables, organic apple juice as the base. I don't drink milk. What do you mean you don't drink milk? Because I'm not a calf. I'm not a cow. I don't drink milk. Period. Don't argue with me, because you know you're not going to win. So how do you eat cereal? I eat it dry. Cinnamon Toast Crunch to be exact, okay? But I want you all to really think about how you treat your body as far as what you're ingesting and how you can have alternatives versus just over-counter medicine and just taking these prescriptions that are really going to add more trouble to you than healing. You know, your healing is in what the Lord has made. And what he has made is good. So when it comes to your fruits and your vegetables and your organic apple juice, get you a blender. I'm going to say this probably almost on every show when I can remember, because I want you to be your best. I want you to be healthy. And I want you to be able to do what you need to do and not fall out wherever you're at. So please get you a blender. Clean out your refrigerator. Get you this frozen fruit, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, mangoes, pineapples, kale, spinach, ginger, various fruits like that, and peaches too, and dark cherries. You're going to thank me for it. Not only does it taste great, it's going to kill those cravings that you have for artificial sugars and just for things that are not good for your body. When you are drinking these smoothies, what you're doing for your body is you're saying, I love you and I want to be with you. And you're also saying to your body, this is what you deserve. Because when you treat yourself right, you are what you eat, and not only that, you're fighting diseases, you're preventing diseases, and you are training your body to look out for good things. And then when you start, like, let's just say you slip and you put something into your body that you haven't eaten in a while, your body's going to react to it, because it's like, what in the world is this in my body? What are you putting in my body and in your body? And so with juicing, it's going to allow you to think, it's going to allow you to stand, and it's going to allow you to fight, and it's going to allow you to persevere. It's going to allow you to then encounter to a realm where you can start to develop the fruits of the Spirit, because you are what you eat. What if perseverance was really a raspberry? What if long suffering was a strawberry? What if gentleness was a peach? What if kindness was a grape? You see where I'm going with this? Some of y'all, oxtails of the Spirit. Some of y'all are pig ears of the Spirit, and hoghead cheese of the Spirit, and pork chops of the Spirit, catfish of the Spirit, shrimp of the Spirit. That's what y'all got, shrimps of the Spirit. Not fruits of the Spirit, shrimps, scrimps of the Spirit. Ayana, why are you going in on us as you're closing? I'm not. I'm just saying you are what you eat. Some of you guys are out here acting like lobsters. Some of you are out here acting like ducks. No. Stop. Back up off. Too much pressure. So what? My whole point is Maya, the singer, okay? She's been in the game for a minute. She said she went to kiss this guy. She smelled death on his breath. I smelled death. What? Death. Rigor mortis? Yes. Really? Too much meat. She could smell the meat. That's because she's on this whole vegan journey, and she is really into her health and just making sure that she is living her best life. And so she is so in tune, and her body has absorbed so much of that goodness and that switch in her diet that she can smell death on the breath. Ew, sure that's not a little gingivitis? A little periodontitis? Sure that's not a cavity that needs to be filled, Maya? I'm just saying. There's a lot of reasons why there could be death on the breath. Anyway, when's the last time you talked to a zombie? But anyway, the whole point is, if you change your diet, and if you start to eat fruit and vegetables and drink them in the form of smoothies, you're going to look better. You're going to feel better. You'll be able to fight generational diseases, and you'll be able to contribute to society. You'll be able to contribute to the village in a way that is so productive and so necessary that healing begins to be a lifestyle. And that's what we want. We want healing emotionally, financially, spiritually, physically. And we are the sources for that. We just have to switch it in our minds. So whatever it is that you do, whether it's in the entertainment industry, whether you are working as a cashier, whether you are a stay-at-home mother, whatever it is that you do it well, and that you do it in spirit and in truth. Okay? Your health is your wealth. You've been listening to the tour on the Sister Speak Show. I am your host, Ayana. My special guest this evening was Sean Austin. Don't forget the name. Solid is the single. And he has dropped a lot of gems this evening. A lot of gems. And what I took away from it was never be ashamed and be willing to walk away if it means that your soul is going to be compromised and sent to hell. There's a difference between an opportunity and an opportunity. What's the difference between the port and the pit? When the Lord opens the doors for you, no man can shut them. But when you try to do it for yourself, you can end up in a pit. When man tries to open the doors for you, you end up in a pit. Opportunity, opportunity. I am your host, Ayana. I'm closing out. I hope to speak with you all very soon. I have a special guest that'll be coming on in December with a skincare line, organic skincare line. I'm so excited about it. I think it's Kamari Glow. It's going to be my special guest. And I have some other things coming for you. We're going for these verified checks. We're going for these verified interviews, brothers and sisters. I got some things coming. We're going to be on the scene. Get ready. Get ready. Microphone, special microphone being ordered. I am going to hit these streets with my videographer, and we're going to walk up to you, and we're going to talk to you, and we're going to see how you doing, how you living, how you breathing, how you feeling. Okay? All right. Brothers and sisters, I'm out of here, and you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Okay? Hey you, yes you, lean in close, listen. Trouble don't last always. This too shall pass. Everything has an expiration date. Prayer changes things. No prayer, no power. Little prayer, little power. Much prayer, much power. Be encouraged.